Are you excited to finally do another pre-show, Will?
Yes. Been a while.
Back at it. It's been a while.
I'm back.
Wow. You know it's been a while if Will comes in high-pitched squealing.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. How you doing, bud? I was just looking at the old Podbean.
Yeah, it's been almost a month.
Yeah, almost exactly a month since we recorded our last pre-show.
Yeah. And
last week for you listeners.
We'll say it in the regular episode as well, obviously, but up top, let's go ahead and say that we're going to be going on a hiatus after this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think, well,
yeah.
It's partially because you're going to be too busy to record, but also partially because Thomas needs a break. I've actually been half, I would say, the reason why we haven't recorded in a month. There have been a couple of weekends. Well, I mean, there's been a couple weekends that you've at least seemed to be free.
No.
Like on Fridays, you'd ask me if we were recording, and I'm like,
no, that's mostly me asking to see if I have to change plans.
Oh, okay.
No, I have not been free at all.
But you had the ability to change plans, though.
I mean, I had the ability to let down a lot of people that I wasn't going to be able to help them whenever they asked me to last minute.
Would you have told them that you had a podcast to record?
No. I just told them I had plans. But it was all predicated on the fact that, like, if you really were like, yeah, let's do this, then I would have been okay. I will.
Like, I'll be severely disappointed if you are too busy this time, Will.
Yeah, right. Well,
you would have made the plans.
I would have not have minded. Like, so what happened was, and the reason that Will is causing an earlier hiatus than we planned, because we originally planned to, or at least talked about, I think, to get to episode 100 and then try to hiatus.
And then I was kind of toying with 101 because technically we lost an episode, so 101 would be our 100th episode.
True,
and I thought that would be fun, but
it
seemed more and more daunting as the days went by.
Well, it just got to the point where it's just like we're running out of bank. So like the past 3 weeks, clearly we're recorded, well in advance, and we've run out of bank episodes. So now it's like, okay, we have to now.
Yeah, I think we have 1 or 2 left.
There's only 2 left. There's one this, as of this recording, there's one this Monday and then one the following week. So this will be 3 weeks later after So anyway, we're out of bank, and we were trying to get to the point with like, okay, do we? Or at least this is my thought process. Do we, just keep recording, and then me having to get the episode up as soon as possible since I edit now, or I even thought about like, okay, do I just like try to sacrifice a weekend of helping my other activity, and just try to see if you're up for doing like multiple in a weekend, to get us, a little bit of a buffer to just try to get to 100. And then it was, I think this is where your part of it came in, was where you definitely seemed like you were just ready to like, okay, let's just call it here for the, summer or whatever. And I was like, okay, then there's no point of even trying to get to 100. Like, let's just do one more and like do like an official, like this is the last one for a bit, like we did last time. So but I would have very much to like to, I guess this is hindsight speaking. If you would have said, yeah, let's record, I'd like to record these past 3 weeks, because I have been waking up normally on a Friday, which is the end of my work week, which ever since the incident that happened at work a couple weeks ago now, work has been like a little bit more stressful than I've been used to the past couple of years. Not like overly so, but just like, by the time that Friday comes around, I'm ready to like go. So the first Friday that I asked you, hey, are we recording or not? I was just like, I need to do something to like blow off the steam, like blow off like the stress of work. And I was ready to come like record if that was going to be the thing, but I also just still needed like a release.
Oh. Well, I would have done that, yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
Well, no, but I was also asked last minute, hey, are you going to be free to come down to this project, this new haunted house project that I'm part of now, this weekend? And I was like, yeah, but I was thinking like Saturday, right? And that was whenever I texted you, hey, if if Thomas doesn't want to record, then I'll just go down like right after work on a Friday and just get rid of the steam. So that was where that was at, that first Friday. And that worked out as far as scheduling and how much we got done. That worked out really well. With the exception of like me being absolutely exhausted come Sunday, because what happened was
less bad then.
Is that, of course, I said I worked all week, and then Friday I literally came home just long enough to like change pants. I think I put shorts on. That was it, and I changed into like work boots. So I got down there about an hour after I got off, an hour and a half after I got off of work. So let's say like 6:30ish my time, and I did not leave. I did not come back home until I think I got in. I think after I took a shower, so I came home and took a shower because I was just covered in just dust and dirt and muck. Came home, took a shower, which wasn't very long, and then went like right to bed, or like right into bed, and I think that was like 6:30 a.m. So I had been up nearly 24 hours at that
Almost
point.
24 hours, yeah.
And then I had already had plans, which I already told you this. I'd already had plans for that Saturday to potentially do something with my dad. And I was like, and the weather had changed. It was an outside event, and the weather had changed, and it wasn't going to be like a horrible day, but it wasn't going to be like a nice sunny let's sit outside for 7 hours day. And so he had already got a hold of me Friday, actually, before I texted you, and told me, hey, I'll let you know tomorrow if I am down to go. He's got like really bad arthritis, and whenever he gets cold, he just doesn't feel great. And basically I kind of knew, okay, he's let me off easy, knowing that I've wanted to go to this for over, like, this is the third year I've wanted to go to this event. At least in a row that I haven't been able to go. The first year, my grandmother died a week before. The second year, last year, it was like a historic level of flooding, and they canceled the event for the very first time in the history of the event ever. And then this year was supposed to be the year that we were supposed to go. So I kind of knew that he wasn't going to go. But I told him, I said, hey, call me tomorrow, Saturday morning. I said, call me tomorrow. Let me know how you feel. No pressure either way. But that way, if you want to go, we'll leave about 2 in the afternoon. If you don't want to go, at least you call me early enough and whatever, right? So, like I said, I got in at like 6:30, went right to bed, just collapsed. But then I couldn't really sleep because I knew that I was going to be getting a phone call, and he likes to call me like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, So I was like, kind of in and out of sleep, just not like that anxiety of like not wanting to oversleep and miss, an important thing or whatever. And I think I even had an alarm set for like 11:30 just in case. But I ended up waking up fully, at least, at like, I don't know, it's like 10:45 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So let's say like 2.5 hours, 3 hours of sleep. He called me shortly after that and said, yeah, I don't really feel like going, my knees, this, that, and the other. And I said, yeah, it's fine. Because it was supposed to get down to like 40 degrees too. And it was like drizzly all, like it just wasn't a great day, even for like a normal able-bodied person, And I could have gone on my own, but I told him, I was like, well, I really don't want to drive my car down there alone. I'm still kind of having issues with it, and he offered me to take his car, and I was like, no. Also, I don't want to go alone. I wanted to go with him. It'd be his first time. I don't want to go alone and just sit in the like drizzly cold rain for 6 hours either. Like I've gone to this event before. It's awesome, and I really want to go back, but I'm older now, and I'm not really that dedicated. I've gone before in the rain, but older me is like, I don't really feel like setting in. And again, it was mostly the temperature. If it was going to be like 60, I actually probably would have gone. It would have been a nice cap to the weekend to like see things explode, But it was just too cold. It was like I said, it's supposed to get down to 40 and like a strong breeze and like drizzle all day. So I was like, that doesn't sound ideal.
That's what it was like here today.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't really want to do that. So I was like, it's fine, Dad. I don't really care. We'll try to go again next year. So I was already awake. And it's like 11 o'clock, almost 12 now by the time I got out of bed, because I was just so sore and exhausted. Because, I guess I didn't explain. The whole overnight work, like we started to disassemble, deconstruct, tear down a haunted house that was originally put up in like 1999, I think, and it hasn't changed much since then. So, how many years? Almost 30 years, I guess now, of screws being painted over and wood that's just set in the same place, you know, and it was a lot of work that first night, just trying to get into like the rhythm of whoever put this thing together so many years ago. How did they put it together, and you know, that kind of mindset. And then plus it was just long, and I was just sore. So anyway, I finally got out of bed, and I was like, well, I'm already awake, and my plans have changed, and I've already told Thomas that I'm not, you know, really available Saturday. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go back down there again. So I got back down there like, I think around 1, and ended up staying again until like 2 or 3 a.m. So like another 12, 13 hour day down there. We did stop for a few hours to go eat, but the majority of that was just hard work again. And then I did that same exact thing the next week. I went to work all week, another sort of like semi-stressful week. I texted you and was like, hey, you know, I don't even know if I even asked you about recording. I think I just said that like I was busy or something like that. But it was because we got so much done with me coming down Friday. I was like, I actually kind of want to do that again, even though I was exhausted. So we did it again. The weather was a little better too. Because Friday it was hot. Like Friday it was hot, and then the very next day, Saturday, it was like super cold. That first weekend. And the second week, last week, it was much more pleasant. So we got a lot done. Basically, in 4 days, we've achieved like 80%, 75 to 80% of the whole structure, inside and out. There's also an outside portion to this haunted house, a trail with like fencing and stuff like that. And we've got most of all of the outside tore down as well, which was a lot easier. But I mean, it still was outside in the sun and a long day. So I think last Friday, again, I got there about 6 o'clock and went home at like 2 in the morning.
Remind me, sorry to interrupt, is all of this, the haunted house stuff, you're working with those people that you had that meeting with that you told me about, right?
Yes.
Is it with that group?
Well,
okay.
It's for that group, not with that group.
Yeah, okay.
Because that group is that group has contractually been excluded from any help.
Oh,
we basically told them, stay out of our way.
Like, we'll
give us
do it.
Give us some money, we'll get it done, but it's predicated on you staying out of the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, yes, it is for
Based
that same group.
heard.
And again, in the beginning, that story, you know, I was very hesitant about this group, but I think there is potential there. And the group.
So are they basically staying on like more or less like a financial side of it, and then you guys are doing the work part, or like...
just for the tear down and construction? Once the once it is rebuilt, come the actual like operating season, they will then come back in and help run it and staff it or whatever, you know, alongside the group I'm with. I won't be there for that, but they'll come back because they have a bunch of volunteer helpers and stuff like that. But most of their volunteer helpers for that are only really around that part of the year. And also, like I said, we've also told them just stay out of our way. Like, we don't want to deal with you guys right now while we're doing this. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, in 4 days, but each of those days, again, like the second Friday, I was there from like 6 to 2 in the morning. And then the second Saturday, I went down earlier. So I got down there at like 11 in the morning on a Saturday, and then left at like 2 or 3 in the morning again. So it's just been like, you know, I say 4 days, but it's really been like 2 full like work weeks. It seems like it's like 2 40-hour weeks basically in 4 days. But we got a lot of it done, and then I told them this Friday, I was like, I'm not going to come down Friday because when I wanted to do this, I was like, we have to get this just out of the way. But also, too, gas prices have just gone through the roof, and I'm like, I'm fine without driving down there 2 days in a row. So
I imagine so. Yeah.
So I'll drive down tomorrow morning earlier, stay all day. We're almost done with the tear down of the majority of the stuff. There's just like small stuff now, you know. and a lot of cleanup. And then the next phase of this is we have to take all the stuff that we've tore down and reuse it in a different part of the property and build it back up. And then once we've done that, and so that's like on the outside of the property, taking all the stuff that was in the building, using it outside. Once we get the inside of the building completely clean of all of the former material, we will then bring in the material that we have in storage and rebuild the inside. And then once we get that done, we'll then go back outside and rebuild the remaining portions of the outside that basically reusing the fencing that we took down this past weekend, but rearranging everything in addition to what we will have already built using this stuff from inside. So there's a lot of like down, up as far as building materials go. But yeah, so that's been, so, the goal is like, we're actually, in my mind, a little bit ahead of schedule, knock on wood. But I think if by like the 1st of July, if we can have a majority of it up, and that's just like, bare bones, like just, rough material. That's not like paint. That stuff takes forever. So if, 1st of July, if we can have all that done, that'd be great. But a lot of that's going to be, dictated on weather and, especially for the outside part, and also just how often I can get down there. And that's why we were like, okay, episode 95 might be the one we go out on for the hiatus, because it's going to be tough to reach that goal. Our crew is small and limited on talent and just availability. So yeah, but yeah, so that's been my last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I guess. Now this is the 3rd week, or 4 weeks. I don't know how long it's been. It's been,
I think 4.
It's been 4 since we recorded.
I think so.
But yeah.
Oh,
doing 3 weeks of me actually doing this so far. Will be this weekend. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't have any of those excuses. Mine was just basically I haven't felt like being on.
Hey, that's excuse enough, bud.
Yeah, I've been so I've been like getting off work early Friday morning, which is the end of my work week, and so then I'll get home and go to sleep, and then I'll finally be like, oh, thank God I don't have to set an alarm or anything. I can just sleep as much as I want.
That's so nice.
And I'll wake up, and then I'll see like, are you free tonight or whatever text, and I'm just like, that sounds like something I really don't want to do. And so I'd think about it for a while, and I'd be like, we should, and I know it'll be fine once I get on, but getting myself to get on sounds horrible right now. And I'm just like, I just want to sit here and watch movies and not fucking think about anything else. And so I'd be like, I'm fine.
And honestly, like that's, I think that's a clear sign that a hiatus is good. Like if you're not, like if you're dragging yourself to like, you're right. Like it probably would have been like, okay, once you got on and started doing it, but that doesn't matter. Like it's the part that like, if you don't want to do it to begin with and you have to like drag yourself to do it, it's like, okay, well then, take a pause. It's okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad that, it at least as far as I'm concerned, it's not just like I haven't wanted to do it, so we haven't done it. At least there's also like you have plenty to do and you don't need to be doing it, so it's fine.
Yep.
But so yeah, I also was kind of telling myself like, if I say no, like I'm sure you won't be upset in the slightest, so that's fine.
No.
Which it seemed like that. I'd say no, and you're just like, okay, sounds good.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm like, good deal.
It was less of me like saying, hey, I want to get on. Are you going to get on? It was more of me saying, do we have to get on? Because if you don't want to, I'll find something else.
That's good. That worked out.
Yeah. But honestly, like I said, I didn't. I know I mentioned a couple weeks ago that like my busy season was going to start. I don't know if I said that on the recording or just to you, but I said that like at some point in time that like my busy time was coming up. So we kind of knew this was coming, but I honestly didn't know when, because the group that we're doing this for was kind of dragging their feet on like signing stuff officially, and we were not going to start work until there was like an official thing happening. So and then the haunted house trade show happened, and that kind of like ignited a fire behind all parties, and then they finally like started, like, got their part going and signing stuff. And it was literally like the guy that I'm doing this with said, you know, hey, they just signed this. Are you free this weekend? And that was like, I think that was like Wednesday or Thursday before. And I was like, yeah, I should be able to be down, you know, Saturday or whatever. No, actually, I told him that I might be able to come down if I'm not doing something with my dad. So the whole weekend was a might. And then whenever my dad came in to the office Friday around lunch and was like, hey, I'm not really, you know, feeling it or whatever, that was whenever I was like, I'm pretty sure he's going to, like, flake on me. Not flake, but, you know, cancel. Yeah. And if that's the case, then that means that I can go down Friday if you don't want to record, because then I won't have to be, like, fully rested for a full day of driving 2.5 hours, setting for 8 hours, and then driving 2.5 hours back. I can just be whatever, like, soreness or grogginess I can be, and just go swing a hammer and a drill and be fine the next day. So that was it was all very last minute. Yeah. And like I said, I also didn't think that, like, it would be as productive as we were. I was thinking it was going to be like a one Friday thing. And then, like, the next Friday we'd come back and record like normal. But I was like, actually, that actually worked out really good, because I hate doing Sundays. I hate going down on us, because I like to have that day before, like, the work week starts again, to kind of, like, just not do anything and reset. I mean, well, actually, I do chores, I do, like, laundry and errands and stuff like that, but it's, like, all, like, the normal shit, right? Otherwise, like, right now I'm doing laundry right now, and it's so weird because I'm like trying to do it ahead, because there's a chance that I might go down Sunday, even though I just said I don't want to drive down 2 days in a row because of gas. But if we're, like, really close to a finish line on something, it's like I might still go down Sunday. Just depends. So,
yeah. Well, hell yeah.
But yeah,
my last few weeks haven't been that productive. I don't think. What has happened in the last few weeks?
Have you done anything?
Nope. I've sat and stared.
Have you watched any more movies on your list of daily 365?
Well, I don't remember if I told you or not, but I definitely gave that up.
I don't think you told me that. I know you told me that
daily.
You were behind, but I don't think you told me that you gave it up.
Daily. Oh, yeah, that's not happening. But I've still been watching or trying to watch stuff. Yeah, no. Well, I think since we last recorded, my favorite band, Surprise, dropped a new album. I don't think we've recorded since then.
You haven't recorded since then. That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago now, I was driving at work, doing my little rowdy route in the truck, cruising along, going 65 down the Pennsylvania Turnpike, as it were. Mm-hmm. And I had my little smartwatch, whose brand I won't name on air because they don't deserve the shout out. And I got a notification that popped up. It was an email from my favorite band's email list, Enter Shikari. And I'm like, oh, what is this? I assume it was like an announcement of, like, a tour date or something like that, because that's what it's mainly been. And there hasn't been any talk about anything coming out, hasn't been any singles, hasn't been any news or information about music whatsoever. But I get an email that says new album out now, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, I read it 5 times, and I was like, am I reading? This is who it's from. This is the name of it. It says
April 1st.
Lose Yourself, which is the name of the album. Lose Yourself, the new album out now. And I'm like, no way. And my freaking heart was just pounding, and, like, my hands started shaking, and I'm, like, halfway through my drive to my destination, and I'm like, oh fuck, oh god. I'm, like, going crazy.
Was that whenever you texted
paused
me?
I think so, yeah. I paused my podcast I was listening to, and I was just like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And I'm like, I can't fucking, like, look at my phone or do anything.
I can't drive.
I'm driving. So I got to my destination on my route, and I checked my phone, and I opened the email, and I'm like, oh fuck yes. And it has, like, the album cover, and it's like a thing from the singer songwriter of the band, like, wrote a thing, like, describing what's going on, basically. And, like, yeah, we wanted to surprise drop an album to just, like, with no singles, no lead up to it or anything, just here's the album, listen to the whole thing. We'd, like, no singles, so you're not hearing like bits and pieces. Like we want you to just hear the whole thing all at once. And I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. And but I think that's when I text you, because at that point I was like, fuck, I have to wait until I get off of work tonight. Because
I think you said something like there's my weekend, or like something like
this is going to be the longest work night ever.
Yeah, the longest night ever. Yeah.
And because at that point I realized, like, I am not listening to this for the first time in these shitty truck speakers in these vehicles. I'm not listening to it on my Bluetooth speaker in my pocket while I'm working. I need to just like sit down with my headphones on and just listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my favorite band. If it was a band that I like, I'd probably just listen to it in the truck and enjoy it or whatever. But it's my favorite band, a surprise album. I'm like, I have to sit down with headphones and listen to this for the first time. And so now I'm like, well, I have to get through the next like 6 hours of work and then get home and then shower and then finally listen to it. So I did that. I finally got through work, and then I was really struggling because I have really good speakers in my car, and I was like, do I just listen to it on my drive home? But I'm like, I need to try not to, because I really want to just like sit, close my eyes and put headphones on and listen to it. That's how I really need to listen to it the first time. And so I'm like, fuck, I need to do this 35-minute drive home, take a shower. I immediately got inside, and I'm like, it's like one of those things in the movies where like I come in through the door and I'm like, my shirt's already halfway off basically. And I'm like, I'm getting in the shower immediately. So yeah, I showered and I came into this room I'm in right now, actually, the computer room here. And I just like laid on the couch. I had actually bought specifically, just by chance, a couple weeks prior, I actually bought a wire to connect these headphones I'm using now to my phone, so I could listen wired to my phone instead of Bluetooth. So that came in handy for that moment.
Right.
And so I just plugged up, pressed play, put my phone down, kicked back, closed my eyes, and listened to it. It was fucking great. I listened to it again.
I like that you showered
2 times in a row
beforehand. Like you had to be like clean and ready.
I just wanted to have like
no stress.
Like, I don't want to listen to this and then have like another thing that I still have to do afterward, you know?
Completely done.
So yeah, I had to like really quick shower and fucking just scrub everything work off of me. And it was awesome night. I listened to it, like I said, I listened to it twice in full, and then I went back and listened to a couple of songs specifically again. And then I was just like so hyper. I was like, I'm gonna be able to fucking go to sleep. I eventually did, and then listened to it some more. And I've probably listened to the album realistically probably like 20 or 25 times now, I would guess, in full, beginning to end, without stopping.
And how long ago was that? A week or two?
It came out April. It's been, I think, 3 weeks now. I think it came out April 17th, I want to say.
Yeah, so it was like that first Friday of like
2 weeks.
Me saying, "Hey, I'm too busy."
Yeah, I think so. I think it was the 17th. It was either the 17th or the 10th. I don't remember. I think it might have been the 10th, actually.
Well, the 10th was when No,
we recorded the 4th is the last time we recorded.
So why was there a week between there that we didn't record?
That might have just been me not wanting to record. I don't remember. I don't recall.
Because it was the 17th
but
and 18th.
I'm pretty sure it was the 10th.
That I first did those deconstruction days.
And I can confirm, because I still have the email, the album did come out on the 10th.
So you sent me that text of like, this is going to be the longest night ever, and it was a screenshot of the album, or like of the email, I think, of the surprise drop. And I took it as like, because I just didn't understand that you were wanting to wait until you got home at first. So I took it as like, it was a good thing. Like the night was somehow lengthened in a good way because you were going to listen to awesome music. And I was like, I was confused, I think, at first. I can't recall what my response was, but I know that you ended up having to correct me and be like, no, because I have to wait to get home. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you asked for clarification. I think you asked me, like, is that good or bad?
Yeah, because I really didn't know. I was like, don't you want your night to be shorter? I don't know how this means. But I also saw like the information that you screenshotted, and I was like, well, that's good information. So
Yeah.
why is it that this is a bad thing? Yeah, but I just didn't understand that you were like, I have to get home first and listen to it there.
Yeah, I wasn't in the state of mind to like fully elaborate. Like this is gonna be the longest night
Really
because
focus it.
my shift just started and I don't want. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was the biggest jolt of excitement I had had in quite a while.
Yeah.
That was like legitimately shaking with excitement, and then the realization of like, fuck, I have to go through this entire night now, knowing that this is just here waiting. Yeah, but yeah, I've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it.
That's good.
And so that's been great. It is a fantastic
That would have
album.
sucked if
Everybody,
like they dropped it and it just was like not good.
I'm like, this is the first bomb they've ever had.
I waited 6 hours for this.
My favorite band let me down for the first time. Yeah, for everybody out there, Lose Yourself, 3 words, Lose Yourself by Enter Shikari. Listen to the album. If you're into like kind of like a rock, I guess, if you want to be like really basic with the description, it's a lot of different genres, very unique.
Yeah.
But if you're into like rock music, check out the album.
You just teased me with a little bit of it before we recorded here, and it was good.
Yeah.
I like the part that I heard.
Yeah, there you go. There's a glowing review from Will.
Well, I don't want to go too much into it before you listen. I don't
I
want to
know,
hype it up. But it's rock.
But also, you just heard like 3 tracks that are kind of one track in 3 parts.
It's like what, like 10 minutes maybe of it or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like 45 minutes long or whatever. So yeah, it was just a snippet. But no, I also don't want to like overhype it or anything. But I will say that like rock is a very general description. That's
Yes.
correct. But like they blend like orchestral sounds and not quite
synth.
Yeah, synth for sure. Not quite like metal, but like there's like that slightly like almost like borderline screamo or borderline like that heavier type of rock, where it's not just like your standard rock sound or whatever. Yeah, definitely a lot of synth too. So there's a blend, and the way that they do it is really unique, I think, and creative and very good. So that's my review.
One of my favorite things about them is you can listen to 15 different songs of theirs, and they all will sound entirely different from one another.
Different, but also like recognizable as theirs.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been my favorite since I was like 12 or so.
And now that you're 15, it's
awesome.
It's been a couple years of awesomeness.
Now that I'm 15, I can still say I'm on board.
You're on board still. Keep trucking. How old are you now?
So that
you're like what? Like 29? You're almost 30?
Undisclosed.
Just nod if I'm close.
Yeah, 29.
Okay.
Yes.
I really forgot. I had no idea.
Currently 29.
I was like, is he 20? I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for at least
a few more months.
At least most of your life you've liked this band.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still good. And they're touring the US this summer. The closest they're going to come to me is Indianapolis, and it's also unfortunately on a like Tuesday.
I say you do.
Really,
I say you do it.
Really inconvenient. I probably won't. We have a lot of stuff going on this month. I don't know if I'm going to do.
Are you still doing? Is that
road trip like that?
Isn't there something coming up in Chicago?
There's I'm seeing Knowledge Fight.
Knowledge Fight. That's what it is.
In
that's in May, right?
A couple of weeks. Yeah,
it's this month.
It's
That's whenever this comes out, I think.
The 16th is when that'll be.
I think that's
2 more weeks.
I think that's when this comes out. Hold on, let's just double check that. Whenever this comes out, you will have already gone to that recording or that concert.
Yes. So everybody, that Knowledge Fight show I went to was awesome.
Yeah,
that's my review.
Had a great time. Whenever we're back from hiatus, that's the first thing I want to hear about.
Okay, we'll make a note. I'm sure nobody will forget.
Come November or whatever that is.
Yeah, like before our Christmas show or whatever. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. We also have a trip booked. If you remember, I think it must have been in October because I think it was maybe a Halloween episode or something like that. I recorded from a cabin.
Oh yeah,
basement. Where it looked like I was in a prison cell or like a dorm
Whenever
or something.
You stood in the corner playing pinball and it was like Blair Witch Project. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going back there at the end of the month, the last weekend of the
month.
Same one? So you might get it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So maybe you'll get another Blair Witch corner picture.
I look forward to
lucky.
it. Yeah. Speaking of Blair Witch, before I forget, have you heard the news?
Go on.
That they're bringing it back.
Well, they've been
Blumhouse.
I mean, I haven't heard presumably whatever new news you're talking about. But yeah, I know that was announced like a year or two ago.
So I think they've moved on. So it's Blumhouse. I don't know if that was the announcement you heard.
Yeah.
And they've attached a director to it now.
No.
So and I can't even remember who it was. The only thing I recall is that the director is a horror YouTube creator.
Good sign.
Dylan something.
Good sign.
Well, and we can not derail the conversation too much, unless you had more to add to that. But I just really quickly, I'm curious because I like the idea of it going back to like a nearly no-name amateur, but I'm also nervous that it's Blumhouse. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, and I'm also I definitely have a bad taste in my mouth with Blumhouse involvement as well. There was like what was it? This podcast. I'm trying to remember what I listened to just a few months ago. They had Michael and Josh from the original Blair Witch Project on as guests, talking about basically their stories and like Blair Witch and how they got involved with it and everything that happened since then, and all of the the battle for like fair pay for their work,
just any pay
and stuff like that. Well, there was a part of it where Josh was talking about he had been in touch with Jason Blum.
Yes.
And Jason Blum basically
said, "You're alive? Oh my God, I thought you died in the woods."
Yeah, like, this is breaking news to me.
That was a lie.
I'm trying to remember what it was now. Jason Blum had reached out to Josh, basically, if I recall correctly, I think he basically was wanting them to like keep quiet about what they were going to come out publicly talking about. And
shut the fuck up or else. Click.
or it was about the new movie or something like that. And I think Josh was basically saying like, if you're going to be using our names and likeness for this new movie, we expect to get paid for it.
Well, yeah.
And Jason Blum, he said this was on a phone call with Jason Blum, and Jason Blum said something to the effect of like, you probably won't be hearing from me ever again, and then hung up the phone.
Really?
Yes.
What an asshole.
And I was like, wow, what the fuck, guy? Come on.
That's surprising because I swear I also just read a headline that said that original 3 stars are part of this new production.
Maybe they worked something out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Jason like called him back and was like, "Psych, I was just kidding."
Yeah, sorry.
I just wanted to say that to establish a fake,
he's like,
lore about the film.
I just wanted to call you back to let you know that I was actually being filmed saying that, and this is the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, you're already in it. Congrats.
Yeah.
Checks in the mail. Yeah. But anyway,
but if they're involved with it, then great. That means that something was worked out, because they definitely were like, we are not doing anything related to this at all unless like the appropriate fucking like payment and like everything we deserve from the original one has been resolved. So if they're involved, then that means that was sorted out. So that'd be really good. That'd make me more intrigued than anything else.
Well, I didn't mean to derail the Lose Yourself album conversation that we
no, it's fine.
But somehow Blair Witch Cabin, I think, was mentioned, and I was like, oh yeah, shit.
Yeah. So we have that planned for the end of this month. I think the last weekend of the month. So that's something.
So you can't squeeze in a Tuesday evening 6-hour drive to go see a indie band at an indie venue, and then drive back home.
It would probably be possible, but I've still also been going back and forth because I looked and saw that there are still tickets available. At least last time I looked, which was like 2 weeks ago.
It also appears to be a venue that you could just stand in the alley, and if you jumped high enough over, like, you could see over the fence, and it would probably sound pretty good.
They're there.
Yeah, they're there. Yeah. From like their vantage point, they just see this dude in the back, like just jumping. Like, you just see like his head,
like forehead popping up.
Well, the Google Street View, the fence did not look that high. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I also don't understand because there's like an outside portion, but there's also an inside portion. So I guess I don't know. It depends.
From my understanding,
I don't know
from the tickets that I looked at whenever you first
be.
told me about it, is that it's the outside venue that they're going to be in.
Yeah,
the one that's
maybe.
in like the back of the building or whatever.
Yeah, and then the other thing that stresses me out about trips like those, though, is that there's nowhere to fucking park anywhere in that whole area. I've like Google looked through the entire. There's no fucking parking anywhere. So
you gotta walk it.
I mean, you'd have to like get a lift or whatever from a hotel.
There's
or
buses
something
in
like that, but yeah, it's like a whole thing, and I kind of probably just will wait.
Okay, yeah, wait until that pristine moment like you had in your room there, where you can just sit back and relax and enjoy and I had to be stressed with it because that's the other thing too is on a Tuesday, no matter how awesome the concert is, you have the rest of the week left.
Yeah, because I'd have to use my like take off that whole week or whatever like that. But I'm saving that for July.
Well, exactly. But so that's what I mean. Is that so you, as awesome as the concert could be, it would be like if you didn't shower before listening to Lose Yourself for the first time. You would still have that thought of like, I still have other things to do. I can't just like soak in this, bask. And plus, you'd have to drive. Eventually drive back or find your way back to the hotel or whatever the inconvenience would be. It would make it maybe not, it balance it out, I think, as far as good and bad.
Yeah.
So your time will come.
Yeah. So yeah, I plan on taking off a week sometime in July. Don't really have any plans, but figure something out. One of these weekends. Oh, that's definitely on the docket. Yeah. I already have my 4th of July set where to celebrate the 250th, I'm going to put on Peter Bogdanovich's Targets.
Oh yeah,
seems like an appropriate watch. The movie about a man who decides to murder his family and then go on a mass shooting spree.
Nice. Yeah. Okay,
it's a good American tradition.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. Maybe also Blowout or Cape Fear, one of those two, probably as well. But Targets definitely. One of these weekends, at some point, we plan on taking a trip to Richmond, Virginia.
Ooh.
For a weekend.
I've heard of the place.
Scope things out. Yeah. See what the haps is down there.
Okay.
Those are kind of the plans for this summer that we have. Somewhat kind of plans.
Loose. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure, you have already been to the Knowledge Fight concert or whatever you want to call that. That happened just a few days ago, as of the listening of this.
Yeah, that should be the only thing that has successfully concluded.
Yeah,
by the time this is released.
Because that's pretty much set in stone. You don't think that's going to change as far as plans?
No.
Okay.
No.
We can report
that one's already good.
Happened.
We already booked a place to stay.
Nice.
Plans already set. We're gonna drive out to Iowa 80.
That's right.
That Friday night.
The truck stop. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, so that's already set in stone and all good to go.
Cool. Well, I guess maybe since we will have officially began our hiatus, do we say that the hiatus began now, as of the recording tonight, or does the hiatus begin after the last episode of the hiatus announcement is broadcast?
Well, I mean, I guess as far as like release dates of the episodes, it would be after the broadcast.
So then our hiatus technically won't begin until after.
For us, it begins now, but for everyone else,
yeah. But the reason I was asking is because I was going to say maybe on these adventures that you go on, you could update the Instagram periodically, not in real time, but just occasionally post like you have before.
If it's not live. It doesn't count. You have to post live at the event to Instagram. Otherwise, they block it.
A live reel, a live or story or whatever those are called. I don't know, technology.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm hoping. I really want to get a picture with Dan and Jordan, so I'd like to get that taken care of.
There you go.
I look forward to
gift them a official. What was that called again? Glass.
Yeah. Give them of this. Here's a merch that we don't have, but I had made for you of my podcast that you don't know exists.
Yeah. There you go.
Drink out of this glass with the logo for my show that you don't.
I'm sure you won't be the first one who's done that.
Probably. I don't remember if I told you or not, but there whenever I was on Reddit, on the Knowledge Fight subreddit, somebody had posted that they had Jordan as a guest on their podcast. Their podcast, I can't remember the name of it, so I can't shout it out. Sorry to people that don't know this show exists either.
Yeah.
But
sorry if you're listening.
They had some. It was like a cryptid based show where it wasn't like Monsters Among Us. It was like they would tell you about different cryptids or like mythological stuff,
right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I've only listened to that one episode, but that was what I.
It's actually not at all about cryptids.
It's completely different. But if I recall correctly, no, I think it was a cryptid specific show, if I recall.
Right. Okay.
But they had Jordan on the show, and they posted like a link to it and everything, and I was like, I'll check that out. Sure. I love cryptids, and I'll see why Jordan's on this show. It was really funny, because Jordan was on there as their guest, and he basically up top was saying like that he was on the show basically just because like someone asked at the right time where he just happened to be free to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And Jordan was like, I'll be honest with you, I don't listen to your show. I don't know what the show is, and I'm not gonna be listening to it. But I figured I'd do it. Why not?
Sure, why
He's
not?
like, I don't know anything about this, so we'll see how this goes.
So you tell me there's a chance.
Really funny. I thought that was great. Yeah, I was like, oh man, it would be awesome if I emailed him, and for some reason he agreed to be a guest on this show. Yeah, so I had that kind of like fantasy thought in my head at one point, and I've never worked up the nerve to email.
Yeah,
him.
let's get some more. I guess. Steady downloads. I don't know how many downloads this cryptid potential podcast has, but
I have no idea.
But anyway, yeah.
But that one definitely seemed like it was just some random dudes, and even I think I even commented saying like, "Oh, I've had like thoughts about how much I would like to ask them to be on my show, but I'm too afraid to ask." And that person who posted that actually said like, yeah, I was the same way, but then I just did it, and for some reason they agreed.
And now he was like, "Oh shit, I have to actually have them on."
It seemed like those two dudes that did that show, it seemed like they were just like some random people that just did a show. So I can't imagine they would have a lot more listeners than us. But
right.
Also, maybe I'm just completely wrong in general.
They have like at least 50, and that would be many magnitudes more than we do.
Yeah, we have upwards of like 12 sometimes.
I think so. Yeah,
12
like
listeners, maybe
roughly a dozen, consistent,
randomly scattered throughout the globe.
Yeah,
it seems.
So that was one thing that we didn't do this season. Was we didn't have a guest on like we did the first season.
Yeah, there is one that I want to have on who has agreed, but it was just a matter of like I told her like I'd let you know when. And I was like, I don't know when it would be, but like for future reference, if I wanted to have you on as a guest, would you be on it? And she was like, absolutely.
Stay tuned for season 3.
Yeah, we'll have a woman on the show for the first time.
And
probably.
then, let's see here. I also wanted to do 2 reverse episodes, but I only got 1 in. That was a goal of mine.
What a fucking chump.
Well, I didn't know when to do the second one because I didn't want to do it like too soon to the first one. But then all of a sudden we started
throw everyone off track by doing it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, right. I actually did think about that originally, but I also this whole like idea about needing to take a break. I mean, it's only come up in like the last month of recording or whatever, so it all happens sort of fast. And even with, the goal of 100 episodes, I was like, I don't think I can fit one in.
Yeah, and I had a plan set for episode 100 as well. Like, I know what episode 100 will be.
Stay tuned for season 3.
I look forward to getting to it. But
it'll be episode 5 of season 3. It will be a special episode.
Special edition.
Yeah. But I guess we did start the pre-show with season 2, technically.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, maybe as with tradition for season 3, we can continue to put more work on ourselves.
Expand the show.
we'll do their first. We'll start their first as
Maybe.
well.
I still would
so
like
we'll
to
have
start
like
that.
Mondays have the regular show, Wednesday have their first, Friday have the pre-show.
Yeah.
Like just for no reason, nobody listens, but we'll just keep giving ourselves more work to do, as if we have like the biggest podcast
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah. Sure. We'll talk about that. I mean, as long as we cut down the pre-show to like 1 hour, that might be possible. Actually,
I do still really like the idea
I do
for
too.
that. It's just I don't like the idea of having another thing to edit.
yes. Well, no,
And,
I would. I don't mind editing. It would just you would have to be.
Yeah, you at least get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. But I think you would still have to have a majority of like the research. I don't know. We would have to talk about that because
it would involve watching. It was going to involve both of us watching the thing.
That's my
and then
burden.
discussing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that having the time and the need and the desire to watch something. Yeah, that would be where it would be hard for me. So yeah, what to talk on that, because I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I will. We haven't talked about it on air, but I will say that there was discussion before the pre-show happened of us doing a bonus where the pre-show is like just laid back chatting. It's what you're listening to now.
Welcome to the pre-show.
But we also had, before we landed on this, we had discussed doing a second like actual show
Scripted.
That we were gonna do, that we still might eventually do, and that's what we're talking about. And I didn't really want to get into it too much on
Their First,
the recording, but
it's
called Their First.
It was just going to be like we would select a random
Okay, we will talk
person. Well, I mean, just really quick, random person,
Go ahead.
actor, director, whatever, and we would find their first film, and then watch it, and then talk about it.
Yeah,
Not review it, just talk about them and like the film.
And like, this is where this person started. Isn't this weird?
That was it.
Yeah, essentially so. And we already had our first subject selected.
That I won't mention because
yeah,
that'll
and-
probably still be our first subject if we ever
somebody
do
else
it.
is going to steal this genius idea.
Like it could also be a show though that we do just like once a month.
Yeah. It's Patreon content right here.
There we go.
If you're going to subscribe for $5 a month, you'll get Their First added in once a month. If you do $10 a month, we will do a pre-show for Their First
Absolutely,
as well.
absolutely no one is buying this.
$50 a month, we will send you a, what was that called again? Glass.
I
that
still
we
think
will both sign.
I still think a majority of our listeners are just accidentally saying out loud, "Alexa, what was that called
Yeah.
again?"
Now playing. What was that called again?
And that's the only reason why we have so many.
Yeah, just like how our YouTube, like the average watch duration is like 8 seconds or something.
Once they figure out it's not at all what the title alludes to.
like male rear nudity
Yeah.
is what they found, and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" Or it just automatically started playing, and they're like, "Oh fuck, what?"
That's
the
what I
fuck
think it
this
really
now?"
is. That's what I think it is.
Yes.
It's like someone turned YouTube on to go to sleep to it, and we were
And
one of like the
we woke them up.
3 a.m. No, I don't even think they even woke up. I think we were just one of like the 3 a.m. things, and then it stops and goes, "Are you still watching?" And then it like pauses on like the video like 12 seconds in, and they never clicked yes, so then YouTube just shuts off.
Hey everybody, welcome to what? That's as far as they get.
Yeah. I don't know why you did a caricature for yourself.
Yeah, because I sound like a dumbass.
Oh, okay.
A real dork on this show.
Yeah, just dorking it up over here. But yeah, so season 3 we might have new stuff, or more of the old stuff.
If you've been thinking like, hey, why do these misogynists never have women on the show? Why is it only 2 dudes and Jason Impey that time? Well, guess what? There's a good, I would say, 55% chance we could have a woman on as a guest.
There you go.
Who also has her own podcast.
Even better.
Yeah, so I would look forward to that. Look forward to talking to that person. Very knowledgeable. So I
look
would
forward
have-
to becoming an asshole,
I would have trouble.
a dumbass, and a fool in front of this individual. It'd be great.
Yeah, there. I also kept thinking it would be fun to have Jason Impey on again.
He was great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I like seeing his posts. I follow him on Blue Sky. You can follow me, listeners, Thomas WWTCA on Blue Sky. I follow Jason Impey. He's on there as well, listeners. If you want to follow our boy Jason Impey over in England, he posts a lot of. I think he's just at Jason Impey on there. He posts a lot of trips to the cinema, a lot of physical media that he purchases and everything, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. He posts multiple times a day. I think he posted a few like physical copies of movies that he just got recently. A lot of stuff that dude's up to. He's one of those people that I don't know how he like time manages. Like I don't know how he works on as many projects as he does and also watches as much stuff as he does at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how these people do it. Like Simon Barrett logs like 4 movies a day on Letterboxd, and I'm like, how the fuck are you like doing studio writing projects,
4 is
making a film and also seeing this many movies?
Yeah, 4 is ridiculous. I can understand doing 1 a night, like, you know, before bed as part of like your wind down, you know, like as you're eating dinner, whatever, you know, that's okay. But 4, that's a job. That becomes a job.
Yeah, he always tags like where he's watching them, so he'll see like 2 movies at the New Beverly, and then he'll see another like 2 movies at like the Los Feliz 3, and then he'll watch like 2 Blu-rays.
Yeah, these aren't in his front room.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I always wonder like, how the fuck do you like actually work?
Well, again, I think that's, you know, that is his job. I guess like if you can write it off as like,
I was gonna say as research, or whatever, right?
You know, whatever, for writing, then I guess that's easier. But it's still a lot of dedication of time.
Yeah,
I was a guest on the podcast Going Over Our Freds.
Yeah.
I suppose I could reach out to the host or both hosts of that show and have them on. One is, I do believe, identifying as male, and one is identifying as female. So that would help diversify us as well. That was a great podcast to be on. It was fun. A movie-related podcast as well. So we could cross-pollinate those streams or whatever the term is.
Yeah, cross-streams.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So yeah, maybe for season 3, we try to have more guests.
Yeah, that's it's a possibility. Maybe I'll work up the gumption to send an email to Knowledge Fight and ask if they want to come on. One of them.
There you go.
The 2.
Say like, we've already stolen your theme song artist.
Yeah, that'll be my in. I'll be like, hey, we also have DJ Dan Arky doing our intro.
Yeah.
So we're basically in the same league.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff to look forward to. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just never come back.
Nope. Yep. I mean, that is actually a possibility.
I thought so.
I was honestly surprised that we came back for season 2.
Yeah, well,
because that was supposed to be like a hiatus. Because like our plan originally was like, let's go on a break and make a movie, and then that never happened.
Shoot a short at least. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it kept getting extended.
Yeah, and which I think we talked about also a long time ago.
We did,
but it just became just like, oh, we really quickly realized we don't have a fucking place to shoot this.
Yeah.
Which became our big roadblock.
Oh,
it was like,
I meant, sorry, again, to derail the conversation before I forget, I meant to bring this up. I do have a short film that I think we could fit into the pre-show and talk about it.
okay.
But I forgot to do it on the pre-show, which our audience isn't privy to. But that was the biggest reason, is we quickly realized that like having a place to shoot this, we originally stated that like I was maybe going to use like this big garage barn place that I thought I had access to, which I think I could have done it, but I think it would have just been like, it would have been a real like scheduling nightmare. And then we also were like, well, who are we going to get for this?
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, if we're going to do it in like an AKA sound stage, not on location, that's going to be materials and budget and me building this, you know, rickety set, which wasn't elaborate, but it was still, a few boards at least, right?
Yeah.
So then, it quickly was like, okay, we can't do that. So I was surprised that we came back for season 2. I'm glad that we did. I think we had a good second season. It wasn't I don't think it was as long as our first season. Correct? I think we got like a little over 50 episodes in our first season.
50 or
almost 60.
Was it 60?
Yeah, it might have been 60. Yeah. So we did 35 this time.
Yeah.
So by that math, next year we'll do 15 and it'll be in and out. It'll be great.
Yeah. Then the next season will be like 4 episodes.
4.5. Yeah.
And then lastly we'll have 1 episode.
But I will say
grand finale.
That, technically we did double that because we've done a pre-show for almost every single one.
Correct. Yeah. More bang for your buck.
That's
right.
Might say. We squeezed more into less time.
And we've still been turning down sponsorships.
Yep, left and right.
Just because we want to give you the best ad-free experience possible with the listener.
And also because a lot of the sponsorships that we're getting are very controversial. So
we actually my partner and I had a very brief discussion.
Yes.
Would you...
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that answers that. Would you take morals into consideration if we were approached for a sponsor?
100%.
For example,
yes.
The specific example that my partner and I talked about was if Amazon came to us with $5 million to do a promo on our podcast, would we accept it?
Yes. Mostly because I don't really have, my morals, I use Amazon. Am I happy to? Not always.
Right.
But it's also one of those things that, like, I also don't feel like they're, the worst thing out there right now.
If Palantir came to us,
100%, I would say fuck off, fuck you. Yes, nope. I don't care what the price is. I'll be poor, and you can track me like you're already doing anyway. So fuck off, you fucking pig fucks. Fuck your just fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah, I really fast. I definitely won't, because I don't need another thing to do podcast wise, but I actually had the thought, you wouldn't be involved, but it would be a separate podcast myself, just because I assumed you wouldn't want to be part of it.
Okay.
But I actually had a brief thought about doing a knowledge fight on my local congressman, Michael Ruley, because he is a dumb piece of shit and he says a lot of stupid shit, and I actually emailed him and we actually emailed back and forth briefly. I never told you this.
Tell me. Right here's the episode. Start now. Right, this is it.
So he
what's his name again?
This was Michael Ruley, R-U-L-L-I.
Ruley.
It kind of somewhat, I guess, kind of pinpoints a little bit like the area where I live, I guess, but he's the congressman of Ohio's 6th district.
Well, it's still a pretty big area.
He doesn't do anything.
None of them do.
He currently has advertisements that are airing now. Like, I just saw one earlier on TV for him.
There's one in this episode.
Yes, if you heard a interruption,
he paid me $5 million.
Yes,
and my morals didn't care.
Ruley for Congress gave us a few bucks. I've looked through his finances on Open Secrets.
Yeah.
The dude is a fucking scumbag. He's like, for example, his campaign took like $10,000 from the Coke Inc. So he's got that Koch brother money. That's good. But no. So it was right after we illegally attacked Iran the first time.
Okay.
So I had gotten this email from one of these email lists that I'm on that was like essentially one of those like, sign this thing to contact your local representatives that you're like to oppose
like
the
5
war
calls
or
whatever the thing is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one was one that like you obviously got to review it and you could make any changes to it you wanted, but essentially you could sign this thing and it would automatically send out like a email to your local congressman, your governor, like your local representatives and stuff. And so I did that, and it sent the emails, and I got an email back from the governor of Ohio.
Oh, really?
Which was one of those just like clearly just like a standard boilerplate.
Yeah.
Just like essentially, hey, I appreciate hearing your concerns. If you ever have anything you want to reach out about, email whatever. It was like definitely like an automated kind of response.
Just response.
But the one from the congressman, because he's got nothing else fucking going on, because he doesn't do anything.
Do you think it was him or like an intern?
I don't know, but it definitely. I don't know.
At least
I go
it wasn't
back and forth
automated,
in my
is
head.
what you're saying. Right.
No, it actually directly responded
Typos
to the points that were in to the points that were in the email that he received. So either him or this intern responded at length to the email that I sent.
Do you have it?
It's full of fucking drivel. Yes.
Can you read it?
I do. Yeah, I can. Hang on. 1 second. Yeah, so basically they responded with a bunch of dumb shit.
Oh, okay.
And then I responded fucking telling him how stupid everything he said was.
That's a long email.
This is the one that he sent me, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of words. It's definitely not automated, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
so
if it is automated, somebody still had to sit down and like figure that original up.
Yeah. So my response, I was still actually being like.
Do you know what letter he responded to initially?
I don't have a copy of that. No.
I was trying to get like
but it was essentially
an idea of where we started.
It was essentially of like a like an encouragement of your officials to oppose the war.
Something.
In Iran,
Okay.
And talking about how it's illegal and
yeah,
among other things. And so in my response, really fast, in my response to this, I definitely had the thoughts of like coming in attack mode because I thought that would be really funny, but I was very cordial and I didn't, I wasn't like, you're a fucking idiot, even though I said that, but in a polite way. So this is what his response was to that like pre-filled email that he had received.
So this is the first thing that you got back from him?
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing, actually. He responded, and then I responded to this, and then I've never heard anything since.
He ghosted you. Okay.
Correct. So, Michael Ruley, March 2nd, 2026.
Oh.
Dear Mr. My last name. Thank you for contacting me concerning United States military operations in Iran. It is important for me to hear from you because it helps me make more informed decisions. Reflecting on this constituent feedback plays a large role in my effort
automated
to
response,
best represent
at
the
first,
6th District. Yes. So, as you may know, the United States and Israel launched decisive combat operations in Iran. No shit. President Trump has since announced that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed. He violated the human rights of tens of thousands of Iranians. It is shameful that Democrats who call out Israel's operations in Gaza are upset that President Trump took action to kill a known violator of human rights and a very evil human being. Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, the regime in Tehran and its proxies have committed a range of attacks against Americans. For example, from November 1979 to January 1981, Iranian students, with the backing of Tehran, took 66 American hostage at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. In April 1983, a suicide car bombing killed 17 Americans at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. In October 1983, an operative of Iran-backed Hezbollah drove a truck bomb into a Marine compound in Beirut, which resulted in the shocking loss of 220 U.S. Marines and 21 other service members. The Iranian regime killed those Marines. These are just some examples of Iran targeting Americans. More recently, Iranian politicians have repeatedly chanted, "Death to America," and burned the American flag on the parliament floor. Since 2011, President Trump has stated that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and I agree with him. The IAEA recently sounded the alarm that Iran could be close. Iran did not listen to warnings, and the Ayatollah paid for it. The Constitution allows the President of the United States to use military force to defend the United States against actual or anticipated attacks, and to and to advance other important national interests. Presidents of both parties have deployed U.S. forces and ordered the use of military force without congressional authorization on numerous occasions. As a matter of fact, the United States has not officially declared war since World War II.
Yeah, we
this
know.
means that
they've all been put in question, bud.
Yeah, I mentioned that. This means that the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the War on Terror were not formally declared wars by Congress.
No shit.
So yeah, I mentioned like, oh, so they were all fine. The Vietnam War, which was famously like, so I actually, in my response, cited those things, and I was like, so by your argument, are you saying that those were all good? That it's good. It's a good thing that we did those things.
But so far, like what you've said too, this is a giant like what about? Like
this, yes,
like
exactly.
He's just listing. Listen, like the regime and the shit that happened in the late 70s that changed their entire culture, basically. Yeah, not good. No one's advocating that like that was great, and also the fact that like people were pissed off at Israel for carpet bombing and doing genocide to a whole group of people over a land dispute, and then supposedly not upset about this stuff doesn't like make either okay, right? It like there's but he's
His
not
next sentence.
He's not arguing anything that you've put up there. He's just saying that like, yeah, you're right, but like this other stuff happened, and
the next sentence. This also means that the 26,171 bombs dropped by President Obama in the final year of his presidency were not approved by Congress either. So I actually responded to that and I said, yeah, I know. That's fucked up. Do you think that was... I was like, so are you saying that you think that was good? I was like, I'm sure... I actually said, I'm sure you and I would probably find common ground if we wanted to complain about Obama or Bush or the Clintons. Yeah. But they're not the president right now.
Yeah, it's not happening right now. I can't retroactively go back and be like, oh, that right there, in 20 years after it happened. Like, it fucking sucked then too, and it shouldn't have happened then.
That's what I in my response, I was like, yeah, those things were all fucked up. I essentially said like the rot of like hyper partisanship. I explained, I actually laid out, and I was like, I hate that people like you.
I hate you.
On either side.
Yeah.
On either side have to act like, oh, it's okay whenever my guy does it. I was like, you can express that these things are wrong and fucked up, but for some reason, whenever Trump does it, you think it's okay. And I'm like, and that is incredibly horrible and embarrassing, and you should not be in office.
Yeah. Well, right. Well, and then like, again, the idea that like, just because these other things happened, the assumption that either you didn't care about them or that you supported them, and now suddenly because it's the fucking cotton candy piss hair guy, you suddenly hate what's happening, is retarded. It's dumb. I'm sorry to use that word, but that's fucking what this dude is. Like he is mentally incapable of holding any kind of elected position.
I think I even said, like, is my response to those examples supposed to be, oh, this is okay then?
Right, yeah.
So, to continue, it's almost done. Insider Advantage, a polling firm with an A rating, found that 54% approved of his decision
How many
to
percent?
attack Iran.
What's the percentage?
54.
Oh, congrats on getting over the line on that one.
While only 37% disapproved. President Trump has once again proven that peace can be achieved through strength. I am grateful for our service members who participated in this historic operation and those who bravely gave their lives, and I pray for the Iranian people to reclaim their country from an oppressive government. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to reach out to my office and express these views, letting me know what is most important to you. It is an honor to serve you. Sincerely, Michael Ruley, member of Congress, with like a signature thing.
Yeah.
And this guy is a giant piece of shit. So again, he has ads right now for his reelection, and he's one of those guys. His whole ad is just, I'm a Donald Trump supporting congressman, and it's like pictures of him with like an AI Trump like a tweet from Trump saying like, I approve of Michael Ruley. He won't let you down because you can give him $100 and he'll say that about whoever you want. And
as you drive around,
there's like footage of him like with a rifle, walking around in the woods, and I'm like, this guy is a fucking tool, man.
As you drive around, do you see like many yard signs or like billboards for all these people, for all these like reps? It's almost
for him specifically. No, I haven't, but there have been for like judges and other people. So there's this one judge locally running, or person running for judge, and I have almost sent you a picture of this sign. The sign is like the person's name running for judge or whatever, and the sign, and next to it is a picture of the guy running for judge. Behind him is a picture of Donald Trump, and behind them is a picture of Jesus.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yep. This guy's running for judge, who is supposed to be impartial.
Yeah.
And like,
nonpartisan.
There are multiple people running for judge whose ads on television are also, I'm a Trump supporting judge.
Yeah.
And it's just Trump.
And
it's also like, read the fucking room, because that's probably not going to help you much right now.
So you said that like the one Judge Jesus Trump's thing, that's a sign?
Yeah, that's a yard sign.
Sign, okay. So around here at least, the reason I asked this is because on YouTube there is this fucking ad that is so obnoxious for, I can't remember the guy's first name, something Ellington, maybe Jeff... Something along those lines. He's running for Senate, state rep, something like that. But it's all like, I'm pro-Trump and my opponent, who's the same party, because it's the primaries or the primary election, I guess. Yeah. My opponent is only conservative in name, and they're really a closet liberal and a never Trump. This, don't vote for her because she doesn't stand behind Trump, and I do, whatever, right? And there's the same picture where he's standing in the Oval Office, like, shaking Donald Trump's hand, and it looks exactly. I don't know if you're familiar with the meme, but there's a meme from the show The Office where Steve Carell's character is like nervously shaking the hand of like the owner of Dunder Mifflin. It looks exactly like that, where like this Jeff Ellington guy who's like in his 60s, balding, just like your typical like stupid fuck look on his face, like natural born stupid fuck, shaking the hand of a guy who could care fucking less that this dude exists. And he's just like, I'm getting to shake the hand of this guy, and Trump just doesn't, like, he's just doing his stupid smile, but anyway, so that's all in the ad. But then you drive around here, and for as like conservative of an area that I'm in, and has strongly supported Trump and everyone who fucking sucked that dude's dick, there are no signs for that guy. It's all for his opponent, who he calls out in his ad that you shouldn't vote for. There are tons of signs for her. So I'm hearing this more and more, from my A+ rated poll, that that it seems as though candidates who are running on the fact that they suck the tiny chode of Trump, or that they got a tweet from Trump once or whatever, that they're not doing too well. And that is, at least as far as like the extremism goes, like, again, like, I'm not a fan of like too much of the radicalness on the left. I think a lot of that's just more fodder for the right, really. But I'm not gonna step in between the inner fight of the conservative party shitting over each other. I'm gonna let that happen and just be like on the sidelines watching. But I kind of am supportive of the at least the ones who don't mention Trump's name outright. I'm kind of okay with them winning the primary. That's kind of a nice sign that maybe. Again, I don't want to hold my breath, and who knows what, right? But maybe there's like there's a coming away from the extreme, and I can't really say around here that there's an extreme left. There's definitely not an extreme left in Indiana, that's for sure. But at least as far as candidates go, so I can't say that that's happening on that side either. But at least on the right, it seems as though people are okay with letting old Donnie Jingles and his minions kind of fade away. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I'm seeing maybe a silver lining there.
Because if there's one thing that actually finally gets people's attention when nothing else will, it's whenever they have to pay $5 a fucking gallon for gas. People will get pissed.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's definitely been a change of heart for some. Finally, I think. Yeah. But still a lot of other people hanging on. Still,
Oh no, yeah. I
for
mean,
some reason.
yeah. There's mostly the opponent's name. I can't recall her name, and I don't really care. But
Yeah.
I see a lot of her signs, which I was surprised to see, and like in like rural, like like not in town so much, like in like because in town there's hardly any signs. These are like the sign, like the big signs you see on like farmland that they put up like on the side of the road, like the side of the highway. Like those big signs are mostly for her. But I have seen a little bit further away from here, further north of here, where it gets real, like real middle of nowhere, boonies sort of land. I have seen a few for both, but some for him as well, for that Ellington douche fuck, whatever his name is. But yeah, that's why I was curious about your senator if he had the same signage going on, because the online ads are one thing, because those are all paid for by fucking super PACs and whatever else, and you can tell this one also looks. I don't know if there's any AI in this guy's like yours, but
yeah, this one definitely had AI Trump.
Yeah, this one just has, it's like a bunch of bad like Photoshop of like images of the main guy and like a headshot, and then like they have a picture of his opponent holding a sign that's clearly photoshopped, but then the text on the sign is also clearly photoshopped, and it's just like, why would you even like she clearly didn't say that or have a sign that said that, yeah, it's just like the dumbest stupid commercial ever, and he's just like, I vote for Trump, and Trump is awesome, and I like Trump a lot, and you should vote for me because of that.
If that's your whole campaign, then you can just
clearly
eat
it is
shit.
Yeah,
because also like you're not saying anything.
No, exactly.
You should vote for me because I also like that president.
Exactly.
Which is a weird. If there was people like, I keep trying to explain this to people. Also, I'm like, if it was 2014 and a person is running on, I'm an Obama supporting congressman, I would think that's weird as fuck, and I'm probably not going to vote for you because you sound like a fucking psycho. If you're having fucking your Obama 2008 sticker on your car and it's 2015, you're a fucking weirdo. I don't understand these
unless there's like a bunch of
like
other like random fucking bumper stickers that you just have kept on there.
There's these people that, or at least around here, still have like a Trump 2024 sign in their yard and stuff like that. And I'm like,
there's flags over here still. Yeah,
you look like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah. There's a crazy person.
If you have that in your yard.
There's a crazy person who lives a couple blocks away from me that has had for a long time now, since before he was reelected, and then still now to this day, has the Trump 2024 big flag banner thing, but then also has a sign in their yard that says, "I support our local libraries."
Hey.
And I'm like, I'm glad you
contrast.
do, but the problem is right here. Like
There's a person down the road, like just straight ahead down the road from my apartment. And whenever it's really warm out, they have their garage door open when they're doing stuff outside and whatever. And you can clearly see visible in their garage, they have a Trump 2028
I've seen a couple
banner
of those.
hanging inside of there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
But I have also seen, like, ever since the Epstein files were forcibly released and then barely released a few months ago, I have seen also a lot. I'll say two, but more than I expected. Of those actually vanish, like come down. Like there was one guy not far from me who has had until the release happened, or sort of happened. He had a "Take America Back" banner on his fence for a long time, and that has vanished. Like there is not one sign that you could tell he's a Trump supporter anymore.
At least some people draw the line at sex with children.
Oh, yeah, some. But even then, I don't know that he's actually drawn the line. He's just taken down proof that he outwardly supports the dude.
Or it could have just somehow also been coincidental timing, possibly as well.
Maybe.
But yeah.
But to go back on your point, I mean, whenever Obama was in office, and even like whenever Bush before him, it's not just like a Democrat thing, but like very few, in my memory, very few. Like House rep offices or state reps or Congress offices or whatever, very few of those candidates ran on the fact that they fully backed whoever the president was. It was pretty much just party. It was like, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican or I'm a Libertarian, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then it's like this whole cult following thing where it's just like, now it's like Trump or nothing. Because this Ellington commercial...
I can tap into that market.
Yeah, exactly. This Ellington commercial is purely, my opponent didn't back Trump. I back Trump. I have a picture shaking Trump's hand. Vote for me. It doesn't state anything else. Like, I'm going to like lower your taxes, or it doesn't state anything about like, I'm going to be tough on crime. Like, I remember all these things from commercials back, previous elections, where the candidates said that, like, my opponent isn't this, but here's what I am. Here's what I support. I'm going to promise you these things that I'll never be able to achieve, but I'm going to say them anyway. Fine, right? That's what we expected from political bullshit in our ads. That weren't attack ads. Or if they were attack ads, it was always like, this person voted to take away your guns 9 times.
And then there's a clip of them in black and white saying, like, I think there should be more gun control.
Yeah, right, or whatever. Yeah, some out of context thing. It was never, they didn't support the president as the attack.
They voted no on increased hacking of your information.
Yeah, whatever it is.
That Trump said yes to.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it's weird.
That's what we're definitely dealing with. And Michael Rulli is one of those. And he also... So the reason my theory for why he has even been elected in the first place and has been able to hold his seat is because his family has owned and operated a grocery store in town called Rulli Brothers for like 100 years. And I think my theory is that because everybody recognizes his name because his name is on that grocery store, people locally around here are just like, oh, he has my vote.
Yeah.
Because I recognize that name because I love going to that grocery store or whatever.
Because it's the only grocery store that I go to.
We stopped going there a long time. We went there whenever I first got together with her. We used to go there infrequently, but occasionally. And we stopped going because she drove past, spotted a sign out front that said like, eradicate the deer, like open hunting, like shit like that. And she was like, what the fuck?
That's a weird sign for a grocery
shortly
store.
Shortly thereafter, he started running for Congress, and he had those like, I support Donald Trump and his border wall. Yeah, if we're like, okay, you were a congressman for Northeastern Ohio. Yeah. In his ad that plays right now, he still is talking about the fucking border wall.
Of course,
it's Trump this, Trump that, AI Trump. A tweet saying, "I support Michael Rulli. He won't let you down," in all caps, and then he says like, he wants to keep on going and fucking build the border wall. I'm like, what? Come on, man.
Yeah,
this guy's a fucking tool. And that you can look through his finances. He gets shady fucking money, obviously, from a bunch of different places. I read about some of the people running on the Democrat side. There's a dude that I like pretty well, and I donated a little bit to his campaign. They have no chance. Like Michael Rulli's seat's safe, but
I don't know.
I'd like to imagine. So we're actually planning on going to early vote tomorrow, probably for this guy that I support. Yeah.
I'm going to Ohio to vote in another state. Yeah.
You should. Yeah. His name is Adrian Vitas, and he seems like a good egg. And I like the stuff that he's talking about, and I actually emailed him a rant about what a piece of shit Michael Rulli is, and I actually even said, "Hey, he sent me this weird email.
Did he respond?
If you ever want it, I'll forward it to you." He did, yeah. He actually just yesterday he responded. He was basically said, I had it around here somewhere. Essentially, he said something along the lines. There it is. Thank you, Thomas. We appreciate your email and are looking forward to taking on Rulli in November. We need some change around here. Best, Adrian.
Is there another? So because it's the primary, who is there anyone running against Rulli?
I actually don't know. I don't think so on the Republican side. I'm not I can't say 100% for sure, but I don't.
So he's just wasting money on ads, even though he's running unopposed.
I mean, he might not be unopposed. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I can't answer
because
for
see
sure.
That would be where like in Indiana you can't do this, but in other states you can. So, some states have open primary, where you can go in and you can vote whoever you want, right? Which is how it should be. But in Indiana, you have to select your party before you go in and vote, and you can only vote for the candidates in that party, right? Mm-hmm. And this is where, like, I would say if you're in a place that does have open primary, and is able to do this, and also in a place where you know the Democrat, or to be fair, the party that you normally support is either not going to win the primary or is running unopposed, and there's no need to vote for them, right? Because they're just going to win anyway, right? Because it's a primary. Then that's where, if you have open primaries, you should go in and vote for the other party and select the candidate against the fucking fuckhead, to increase the chances of that guy not getting in the primary, but his opponent getting in the primary. That's what should be done. Like I said, in Indiana, I can't do that. If I vote Republican, I can't support. I may as well, because Democrats aren't really going to do great in Indiana anyway, and it is also just the primary.
Same.
But yeah. So if he is running against someone, I would definitely consider maybe voting for that someone instead of
Julie Kelly.
Who?
Some lady named Julie Kelly.
That's who I would vote for in the primary. Again, because you could vote for the guy that you like, but if he's running unopposed, then there's no reason to vote for him, because he's going to get in anyway.
The guy that I like?
Yeah.
No, there's multiple Democratic candidates.
So the other ones you don't like?
The other ones seem fine. There's a lot. They seem fairly interchangeable. But the guy that I like the most.
So then that's where I would say,
vote for.
If you have open primary in Ohio, that's where I would say you vote Republican on that ticket.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that.
I mean, it's not going to hurt anything.
I also don't know if it is open or not.
Because, like I said, that would be where your vote is truly a waste, is if you don't care. Again, in the primary, this is not general election, but in the primary, if you don't care about the ticket that you want, who gets it, but you do care on the other side who doesn't get it, then that would be where you vote for someone on the other side. Like I said, I could do that, but then that would it would lock me out of the other choices. If I could vote open,
that's what I don't know. Yeah,
then I would definitely, whoever's running opposed to that stupid Ellington fuck, I would vote for her. Even though I don't care, I don't want her to win the general, but I would definitely vote for her just to help her out, because I don't think there's a Democrat even running for the same seat. But there are other races locally, like there's like the county level races that I want to vote a certain way, and I would be closed out from all of those if I chose to do that. So that's where it's like, I wish I could do both. But
one of the only things that this Michael Rulli guy has put forth in Congress, one of the only few things that he has actually put forth I read about, was he wanted to put forth a bill that would strip away a state's funding if they recognize Indigenous Peoples Day instead of Columbus Day.
Oh, why?
He wanted the state to have their funding taken away, and he's one of these. Of course, as you can guess, he's one of these people that rallies on about free speech and blah blah blah. But he wants to take away your funding if you mention Indigenous People Day.
And also, he clearly doesn't understand the history at all. But I'm sure that he proudly beats his chest about not rewriting history, and not forgetting the past, and not whatever other thing. Anytime anyone says anything about taking down a Confederate or a whatever statue, I'm sure he's one. No, we gotta we can't erase the past, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, you're forgetting that Columbus never fucking set foot in North America.
In the actual continent.
Yeah, at all. Ever. He didn't found the United States.
Yeah, he found the Bahamas.
He found the Bahamas and was fucking confused, and then he left. Yeah.
Yeah, this dude fucking blows. So yeah, to circle this all the way back around, I had the brief thought about like, oh, it'd be awesome to do a Knowledge Fight podcast on Michael Rulli and just find everything he says and does and fucking bust it open and destroy everything he does.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be
great. I think you've done enough just by saying
I don't think he has enough output to do like a whole podcast on him like Alex
Jones. It sounds like he's literally riding the coattails of someone else.
It's exactly
that's all he's doing. Yeah.
Yes.
Which, I mean, that's what a lot of politicians, both sides of the aisle, do, right? Is they latch onto a movement and then they hide in the background and get free healthcare and money and whatever else.
Yeah. So I also was telling my partner, I was like, I would love to fucking debate this dude because he's a fucking idiot. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. He would just what about you the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
He'd just be like, I fucking hate that too, but that's not the subject that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, that sucked whenever Obama did that. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, Vietnam sucked 50 fucking years ago or whenever it's like
famously.
Yeah, now and then.
The thing we know about Vietnam, that if you don't know anything about Vietnam, you know that it was a very not well-supported war.
Yeah, still to this day.
It's weird for you to use it as an example to justify bombing Iran right now. Yeah. That was... he's a piece of garbage. Everybody, this is not a pro Michael Rulli podcast, basically.
No,
That's
definitely
what I'm
not.
Getting at.
It definitely is not. It is a not pro Michael Rulli, and also not pro whatever the Ellington guy is, and not necessarily because of their party, just because of like how stupid they are as politicians.
Yes, and as individuals,
and definitely as individuals, but also like for the simple fact that like they've clearly just grabbed onto a wave and are still clinging on, because I'm pretty sure the Ellington thing, it might mention the border wall, maybe. I have to actually watch it instead of just toning it out. But whenever you mention that, like about this Rulli guy, those are just the talking points for like the 70-year-old people who vote, straight down the party ticket every time, no matter what. As long as it's not the other side, I'll vote for it. And you're just hoping that whenever they go into the voting booth, they remember your name. And oh yeah, that's the guy that said border wall. Yeah, me in Ohio, I got to worry about the border wall.
Yeah, that border wall.
There's a local politician who has a radio ad, and I always laugh whenever these radio ads. It's the same for the TV ad too, for the Ellington one, and for a lot of them. But they always like hire like some voice to talk about what they do, instead of just the candidate themselves talking.
He wants to protect you from...
Yeah. It's always that, right? And it's like, why do you fucking do... Just come on, get in front of the microphone. You can do it at home. Be real. Let us know what you sound like. That you're passionate about what you're trying to do, regardless of if I agree with you or not. But it's always some voice. But anyway...
at the very end, you'll get... I'm Danny Marcus, and I approve this message.
No, that doesn't even happen anymore. At least not on these. It's still like some... at least these two that I'm talking about. There's still... there's another voice that is not the candidate that speaks. And it's like I don't know who the heck... Are you even real? Like, do you exist? But there's one on the local level that she's running, I think, for a state level office, and she's only ever held a county level office before. And she the voiceover like talks about what she did at the local level, to ensure voting accuracy and fairness and everything, right?
Yeah.
And one of the points that she mentions is, or that the voiceover mentions that she did, was that she, as county clerk, she ensured that only Americans voted in the election. And one, that's just your job. So congrats on just doing the job of county clerk. Like it's not like your perspective on life is different from every other county clerk that ever gets elected to the office, right? But the county that she did that for is probably the whitest county in this whole state. And I'm thinking like the only non-Americans in your county are probably from Germany. That's it.
Yeah.
Like there's not really much, like, you know, you're not really like in a big metropolitan diverse community or near a border somewhere where you're really having to fight to make sure that your elections are not fraudulent. And, you know, it's just like, oh, congrats, lady, for, you know, maybe having to double check a name that had Hernandez in it or whatever, you know, once, you know. Yeah. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're just riding the coattails. You have no skill, talent, or ability beyond that. And that's what they all are now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's what they always have been. But I mean, it's worse now. So
it's a pretty bright future.
Politicians. Yeah. I just want to get back to the point where, like, I remember this as a kid, where everyone hated the government.
Yeah.
Especially politicians.
Everybody knew that every one of them fucking sucked.
Yes. And like no one was up anyone's ass as far as like, oh, I love this guy because he's rough and tough, and no one cared. You voted for people in hopes that, like, okay, you know, maybe they'll help me out. And if they don't, then in 4 or 6 years, I'll vote them out and I'll try again with someone else. Right. I also strive for the time when all cops were mocked. And like, I can recall as a kid, like, everyone joking anytime a cop was around that it smelled like bacon. Everyone. And, you know, like, I don't have a liberal family as far as that goes. And they all were that way whenever I was growing up. And it's like, now we've gotten to this thing where, like, everyone backs the blue and Blue Lives Matter and whatever else. It's like, it's a fucking job. And I'm sorry, like, yeah, they're doing great work out there sometimes, but it's also just a fucking job. Right? And they're all still just fucking pigs. But whatever, right? So,
it's a great Bob Dylan song where he says, I gotta get it how I live, save a life and skin a pig.
Right. Exactly. But also, not even just Bob Dylan, because again, I don't want to...
Bob Villain.
Oh, sorry. Bob Vila, the guy on Home Time. Yeah, and then there's Bob Dylan, the guy that does that, and then there's Bob Villain, who's the guy that you talked about, right? But
yes.
I also don't want to, like, paint this like it's just like a liberal thing, right? A lot of the great country songs of the past, from like the 70s to like the early 90s, several of those songs were also like, I'm a rebel, fuck the law, and, you know, run from cops and whatever, right? Like, that was the whole thing. It's not this like liberal idea that cops are bad or whatever. It's always been, everyone had the same thing where, like, every time a cop was on a TV show or a movie, they were like this dumbest individual in the movie.
That's even like on Knowledge Fight, if they cover an InfoWars episode from like 2003, it's Alex is doing a lot of anti-police.
Yes.
Police state.
Exactly what I'm saying.
He's like, the police are just pulling over and stopping people and ID checking them without reason and blah, blah, blah.
We need to get back, again, like I said, I'm not trying to discredit the actual heroic things that some law enforcement officers occasionally do as part of their job, right? But this whole, like, fanaticism, which is the same fanaticism that politicians are now getting on both sides, that needs to we need to get rid of all that. So I look forward to the day, not whenever we can, like, you know, simply go back to, like, political ads that talk about actual talking points, but I look forward to the day when we can, like, fucking everyone hates the shit and thinks they're all stupid and thinks they're just dumb politicians on both sides, not just, you know, the other side that I hate or whatever. Yeah. That's what I miss.
Yeah, there I remember a couple years back now, the Knowledge Fight, whenever they were, I remember them covering like InfoWars coverage of the debate between like Biden and Trump, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And like as it's leading up to the debate starting, Alex, who is like doing his show live during the debate, is like, oh, there's going to be some good zingers. I can't wait for Trump to do blah, blah, blah. And Dan and Jordan are just like, a debate is supposed to be fucking boring.
Yes.
They're supposed to just be like, which tax policy do I prefer? You're not supposed to be like, oh, there's going to be some good zingers and I can't wait for him to own this fucking idiot, blah, blah, blah. No, it's supposed to be really boring and talking about like the condition of the economy and like what policy
information
you plan
and nothing
to
else.
Correct it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's fucked up how this debate is leading up and they're just like, oh, he's gonna fucking slam this fool.
Yep.
No, you're supposed to just be like, well, this guy wants to lower taxes on that. I guess that's kind of good. Yeah. It's what you're supposed to come out of it with.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really fucking crazy.
It's stupid. It's all just stupid.
We have that in here in Ohio. We have that grifter Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yes.
Running for governor, I believe. Governor. And I'm sure he'll probably fucking win because Ohio kind of sucks. But that dude is a fucking pump and dump scam artist who ripped off a bunch of people with this fucking fake Alzheimer's drug.
Oh,
he got his money from he like had this Alzheimer's medication that failed second phase clinical trials 4 times. And then his mom, who works in the field, he got her to pass it. And then he got a whole bunch of investors give him a whole bunch of money for it. And then it obviously failed phase 3 clinical trials because it didn't pass the second one technically. And then he withdrew everything from it and fucking took all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we have ads of him like kissing babies and talking about voter IDs and shit like that. This place fucking blows, man. So I had really,
and by this place you mean the country, not just specifically like your area. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is fucking embarrassing to see Ohio probably going to put that known con artist.
Yeah, but Ohio's always been shitty.
No second thought.
Yes. Like let's not like pretend like Ohio was a bastion of.
Well, no, but that's just like, I mean, they just had a Democratic. I'm not saying he's incredible, but they had a Democrat governor just like a few years ago. Yeah. And then they elected this like dumb old guy who's just like, you can't walk around Columbus without smelling the weed anymore. And he's complaining about that. Yeah. And now they're going to fucking put in this Vivek guy who is a fucking just obvious con artist. And it's fucked up.
Follow the money.
I haven't really told you, but part of the reason why we're wanting to go to Richmond is because we have been talking about potentially moving to Richmond.
It kind of Virginia's turned out to be a pretty good place.
It kind of checks a lot of our boxes as far as like Richmond specific being a more progressive area than where we live right now, which would be nice, more diverse, but also it checks our boxes as far as having that and also having a warmer climate than what we live in now, which is awful. A lot less snow on average. Yeah. They got hammered with a storm this year, which was like
it was rare,
strange, but they averaged like 3 inches of snow a year or something like that, whereas we averaged like 50 inches. It seems like, looking at the job market, it seems realistic that I could find something probably, because that's another issue with a lot of places we've looked at is like, what the fuck would I do?
Yeah, right.
She has a job that she does remotely that she can just move with. So that's covered already. And also prices for rent are for some reason in Richmond, Virginia, comparable to what they are here in this shitty town. We've looked at a whole bunch of apartments all over different areas. I haven't really looked that much because it's not going to be anytime soon really, but she's done a whole bunch of research on like which neighborhoods are good for what and where they are and reviews and reading what people say about different stuff. And all these places are for some reason similar in price to this fucking town, and it's a
Is it because does there like a surplus of housing? Is that a big part of it, or do you know?
I mean, it seems like it based on what she said. Like I said, I haven't looked personally too much because this moving would be like probably next year, beginning
At
of the
the
year,
earliest, yeah.
at the earliest,
Right.
I think. But she has mentioned there being a whole bunch of new developments that have like recently opened, and all these apartment websites she looks at, she's like, there's a whole bunch of new stuff. This building has like 50 units that just opened, and like every one of them's available, and this
So
place
it
is
might be a
this,
temporary thing that they're so low. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
possibly. So yeah, we're kind of eyeing that. We've watched a whole bunch of things about Richmond itself, and so we definitely are just like, we
Go check it out.
should go spend a weekend
Yeah.
there and see. I was like, man, how much would it suck if we were to get there and it's like, this place is a fucking dump.
No wonder it was so cheap to live here. Yeah.
It reminds me, based on the videos we've watched, because we've watched some of those like walking tour videos also, and it reminds me kind of, might be maybe not the most idealistic of comparisons, but I mean, as far as like vibe,
Yeah.
or like size, it reminds me of like Evansville kind of.
Oh.
in that it doesn't seem like a city. It
It's a
seems
big
like
town.
it is a big town. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The population isn't crazy. I think the greater Richmond area has a population of like 200,000 or
So
something
that's
like
the size
that,
of
which
Evansville. Yeah.
it doesn't look like it has like a big hustle and bustle like all these videos we've watched downtown. It doesn't look like there's like traffic all over the place, and it would be a nightmare to drive through. It just looks really nice. It looks fairly clean, at least in the videos where they're walking.
Yeah. They edited out all the slums and hard crime and everything.
There's like a sudden cut at one part of the video, and now they're in a completely
Is this
different
the
part
same
of town.
block? We're just going the other direction.
No, it looks nice. We've watched things about the different neighborhoods and what's going on in these different neighborhoods, and there's this woman who has this whole channel that is essentially just like living in Richmond. Like that's her whole fucking channel, basically.
Nice.
And she had moved there from like LA or something like that. And her whole channel is basically just like, I love living in Richmond. It's just, she's
a
not
big
like
change.
a realtor
Yeah.
or anything like that. Like she's not plugging like, go to my realty website and ask for whatever,
Right,
or this and that. No, it's just a lady, and she's like, you can go to my Instagram if you have any questions about Richmond. DM me if you want. That's fine.
Just loves Richmond.
She just loves Richmond. So we had this whole, because we watched like 3 or 4 of her videos, and I was like, it seems like she loves Richmond more than her husband.
She's in love
these
with
videos.
She's actually
sometimes
in love with Richmond. Yeah.
But I mean, at least it seemed in her videos, it seems like it's a pretty safe area. She's like by herself recording all this stuff all over fucking town,
Right.
doing whatever, and she's just like gushing about how nice the place is. All the comments in all of her videos are just like, yeah, I lived here for 22 years and I loved it. And another person's like, I moved away 8 years ago and I'm moving back in 2 years. I've missed it. I fucking I wish I never left and shit. And so yeah, we're excited to go check it out. And plus, I love, as you know, history, and so I'd really like to see a lot of the historical stuff. And obviously, it was the South, but it'd be fascinating to see all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I'd like to go to see museums and all kinds of stuff like that. They have like this church where like "Give me liberty or give me death" was said.
Oh, nice.
That's there.
That's a famous thing.
I mean, I'd go check out that place.
At least
It'd be
once.
kind of neat.
And you're what, you're like an hour or 2 from the beach?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah.
They have an international airport there in Richmond.
There you go.
It's a 6-hour. It's like just barely over 6-hour drive from here to get there. So we plan on doing just like a weekend there and come back.
Nice.
Would be doable.
Well, definitely have to post about that then.
Oh yeah, while I'm there, I'll be sure I gram it
live
up.
stream,
Otherwise, I won't be able to post.
Yeah.
Yeah, live stream. We have like maybe one person watches.
Just
Can you do it
by accident?
You do a live stream where you're just nobody watches it, and you're just on there.
Hey, you gotta start
talking
somewhere.
to yourself.
You gotta start. You have to start somewhere. The algorithm.
Yo, Instagram! I'm coming at you from Richmond.
I do at work on my slower hours when I'm not doing other projects that aren't work related. I scroll a lot of YouTube, of course, YouTube Shorts, just to have something to keep my eyes on.
YouTube Shorties.
Yeah, Shorts. And there are several people who have like zero reactions, zero, like no thumbs up, no comments, but they're out there doing it. Like every day they're doing 2 or 3 shorts. And like I said, you got to start somewhere. You got to get an audience built up, and the algorithm just takes over, I guess.
Yeah, maybe I'll do an Instagram live from Richmond.
There you go.
Maybe you'll tune in, maybe you won't.
Yeah, I definitely
It'd be funny.
I won't.
The only live viewer is the other guy who does the podcast.
I don't think I'll be. I mean, I do follow us, so I guess I could from my account. Yeah,
you should unfollow. block
yeah.
us.
It's like, that's awkward. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I don't want to follow this fucking
annoying.
shit.
Yeah. He's just showing the same 2 blocks over and over again. He's clearly cutting out all the horrible part of Richmond.
Like, ooh, step over.
Yeah,
this
I'm just
guy.
gonna turn the camera around real quick and hold it real close as I walk over this street. And, yeah.
It's just a man with an assault rifle. I'm sure that's good.
Yeah, robbing an old lady. All right, well, that's all fun, politics and stuff aside. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's been our month catch up, our announcement of our hiatus, which again we'll definitely bring up on the actual show.
Maybe.
So hey, if you listen to this, everybody, you get to hear that again. Maybe in place of the regular episode, we'll just upload this twice.
I mean, I think these are getting better downloads than our regular show.
Are they really?
I mean,
I haven't looked in a while. Now.
Roughly the same.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
But there have been a couple of pre-shows that I think, at least, I thought. Yeah, there's been a couple pre-shows that are like 1 or 2 above our regular show. So.
Hey, maybe people just like these 2 kooky cats, and they want to hear what we have to say.
Everyone needs something to distract them from the atrocities of the world. So.
Yeah, it's. Hey, well, I'm glad I could be that voice for you. Everybody.
And remember, you can still write in while we're on hiatus.
Yeah. You can. There's a few different options. You can email us wwtcapod@protonmail.com. That's wwtcapod@protonmail. You can DM us on Instagram anytime at wwtcapod. You can reach out to me directly on Blue Sky at Thomas WWTCA. That's THOMAS WWTCA.
There you go.
And I'll probably respond to you. I've been fairly active. I've been keeping up with it, actually. Believe it or not.
I'm curious. I'm always curious for you to update me on your Blue Sky status.
Yeah, I'm up to 47 followers.
Wow.
I don't know how. Most recently, I got followed by Red Tony, coming at us from DC.
Oh, Red Tony.
He's yeah.
Hey, DC's not far from Richmond, Virginia.
Nope.
Hey,
that's him.
Red Tony. That dude looks. That dude is an undercover agent from like a foreign government.
The most stereotypical, just like. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
That dude's name is actually really Victor Yugoslav, and he's pretending to be an American named Tony.
Follow me back. I'll give you good info.
Follow me back. I'll take off my sunglasses for you. Yeah. Is he like a film guy? Is that what his
Blue
post?
No matter who. Nah. He seems to be just pretty political.
So it's a bot. Okay.
Potentially so. He has a link to a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel,
do you trust these
links to DSA.
Okay,
the
so
DSA website.
So it's because you have a DSA thing on your profile, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's definitely undercover from another country.
I follow DSA. Yeah. Yeah, I assume he probably found me from like accounts that I follow.
Yeah.
Some of them commies.
Red Tony.
Them Reds. Yeah, Red Tony. Red in parentheses Tony.
Yeah, Red. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a good dude. I'm sure.
Sure. He's an actual human.
I did not follow him back,
No.
Nor have I heard from him. So, but I can just assume that he found me from our podcast.
There we go.
So that's
hello,
what I
hello,
guess.
comrade Red Tony. How is Coca-Cola City out there?
How are them? How's the military doing on the streets of DC?
Yes.
Like sweeping up garbage or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. let's go ahead and jump into the regular show. What do you say?
See y'all sometime.
See y'all sometime.